I've told you that I'm a fan of Greensburg. I've tried to prove it to you by doing these videos and different things there. But the question comes down to it. Let's just be honest and let's just ask the deep questions. Am I truly a fan of Greensburg if I can't give you a reason why Greensburg is so incredible? So here's the real question. Is there a place in Greensburg that is absolutely convincingly above all the rest that makes Greensburg stand out? Oh, I believe that there is. Not only that, but I have wanted to make this episode ever since I started this channel, and so I'm really excited about hopefully maybe introducing you to a place in Greensburg that I believe sets Greensburg as a city above and beyond everything else. But before I do that, I have to establish myself as some sort of an expert in this category. So sit back, get ready. Let's talk about coffee.
Bum 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 bum. Bum 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 bum. Bum 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 bum. Bum 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 bum. Bum.
I really love coffee. Now, when I say that, you may hear something different than what I actually mean. You may hear something similar to what you say. I really enjoy a boost in the morning and can't start my day without coffee. I really enjoy the warmth of a cup of coffee and sitting down and just enjoying that time. Or I really enjoy a lot of coffee, but then I have some French vanilla creamer or something like that in it. None of that is what I'm saying. When I say to you that I really love coffee, here's what I'm saying. I really love the category of coffee. So much so that I got something the other day that I was so excited about, and I unboxed it and was really looking forward to this, and so check this out. I found a stovetop popcorn maker, and the reason that this one is so important is because the other three that I have burned through in the last year and a half have been made with plastic gears that stretch out over time and have destroyed themselves. But for the first time, I've been looking for this for a while, I found a stovetop popcorn maker with metal gears. Quite often, I go online to a site that I absolutely love and I order green beans. I measure out those green beans. I get my popcorn maker out. I have a setting on the stove that I follow. My entire family hates it because if you don't know, roasting your own coffee does not smell like coffee. It actually smells like burning hay, and I fill the entire house with the smell of burning hay because when it rests for 24 hours after I roast it, there is this amazing thing that happens in a cup of coffee that I can't explain. I'm passionate about it. I love to taste different regions of coffee. I love good coffee. I'm passionate about good coffee. I've studied good coffee. All of those hopefully come together so that I can show you something that I want to tell you about the city of Greensburg, because here's something that I really believe. I believe the city of Greensburg has one of the absolute best coffee shops with some of the best staff and some of the best people involved in it that I have ever been around. The first time I ever went to the White Rabbit, I was a regular coffee drinker that was getting on the edge of becoming a passionate coffee drinker. I loved coffee and I loved going to coffee shops, but I didn't understand a whole lot about it, and I just went because that is where you get coffee, right? I remember walking in and seeing a flyer on the counter and an advertisement in the back that was talking about a coffee tasting class that was over the course of a year featured in 4 different sections, and it would feature in each one of those sections a different region in the world and the coffees that you can find there. They were going to invite out their roasters, which were outsourced in other places, and this roaster was going to come in, and then the owner of the White Rabbit, or one of the owners of the White Rabbit, was going to teach this class, and you would be able to experience different coffees from different regions. That year was the year that sparked in me the interest and the love of coffee. As I saw the difference that happens in the different types of coffee that you can get, man, that's when I fell in love with coffee. So, just so you know, the White Rabbit is what sparked in me the love for coffee. It's what got me into roasting my own coffee, and it's still, by my standard, the highest level that you can get in loving and appreciating coffee. We are downtown on this beautiful morning here in Greensburg, and Michael is in town. Michael came into town to visit. We went to a conference in Virginia, and so he's getting ready to fly out, but before he flies out, we like to visit our favorite place.
Always have to visit the White Rabbit.
The White Rabbit is, in my opinion, one of the best places to get coffee in Greensburg. Actually, I got to say, it's the best place to get coffee in Greensburg. And so we're going to check it out and introduce you to the White Rabbit if you don't know about it. please, please, please understand, the White Rabbit has not paid me to do this. They've not endorsed me or anything like that. I'm simply telling you where you can get the very best coffee. Look, I'm aware that many of you may think that me and Michael and all these other coffee people are a little over the top, and so I asked Michael to kind of take you through the process in his mind, how you go from just being a regular coffee drinker and why you can appreciate coffee so much.
Being able to appreciate coffee is one of the great joys of life. You know, it's like you learn as you grow to enjoy a nice steak. First, you when you're a kid, you enjoy it with ketchup and stuff on it. But as you grow, you start to learn to appreciate the flavors and the value of it itself. Coffee's the same way. You start off, it's a means to an end. It's your hit of caffeine. But then as you grow in your understanding of it, you begin to learn that it has flavors and character and profiles and all these things that make it unique and interesting. And so it's more than just a quick fix or a cup. It is still obviously the dose of caffeine in the morning, but it can be enjoyed instead of just endured.
I used to think that coffee people were a little over the top and a little bit ridiculous. And you may be thinking that about me right now, but I think it's probably in the way that you're drinking coffee. That's what it was for me. When I learned that there were different ways of making coffee, that's when the light come on and it became a revolutionary moment for me in my coffee experience. So there is in coffee two things that you will experience. There is body and there is flavor. And body is that punch in the face muddiness, just the thickness of coffee that everybody seems to think that they like. It's why we have dark roast and all those things that you experience at Dunkin' Donuts and the different places. But then on the other side of it, there is flavor. And when I started drinking coffee, I was a big fan of the French press, which is on the end of the spectrum where it is all body, a lot of punch, all that bitterness and that strangeness. When I discovered that in a pour over you experience a little bit different because most of the body is filtered out and the flavor comes to the top, that's when I experienced a whole new world of coffee.
So I am absolutely a fan of the pour over. That's the way I drink it every morning. The drip is just a somewhat of a brute force method. I've got some coffee, I've ground it up, and I'm gonna let the hot water kind of saturate it, and then I just drink whatever comes out. It's for mass quantity. If you need a lot of coffee in a hurry, that's the way to do it. Technically, when you do a pour over, there's a couple different ways to do it. You'll hear it referred to as a V60 or a Chemex. The benefit you get from that is the time. You don't the coffee grounds don't spend a whole lot of time in the water. That pulls the flavor out and removes the bitterness. It's letting coffee sit in the water for a very long time that makes it bitter, and you miss all of the wonderful characteristics of it. So that is the key for me. The key difference between a pour over and just classic drip.
I think it's been pretty clear that I'm a huge fan of the White Rabbit and that I will sing its praises all day long. And I have noticed that pretty much everybody that has ever been to the White Rabbit or goes to the White Rabbit kind of feels the same way, that the White Rabbit is top of the game. And so I asked Michael to explain to us, as a person that doesn't live here, visits Greensburg every once in a while, explain to me why it is that you like the White Rabbit and think that the White Rabbit is such a great place.
But for me, I am all about the experience, and so the character of the location, the friendliness of the staff. I mean, service. Any restaurant you go to, the service makes it or breaks it. You can have great food with awful service and just be miserable. But for me, the White Rabbit embodies the character of the location and just in the downtown area. It's got the atmosphere that's just very eclectic, and I love it. And you can't beat a place that hangs bags, burlap coffee bags on the wall. I mean, that's just great. And then the staff here is amazing. They're super knowledgeable and friendly all the time, and I love that when I go into a coffee shop.
So that's pretty much all there is. I could sit here and go on for a long time about coffee and to go on even longer about the White Rabbit. But the only thing left to do is for you to go downtown and experience the White Rabbit yourself. It's worth paying for parking if you've got to pay for parking. It's worth walking across the street if you got to walk across the street. It's worth even bypassing a drive-through that would be so much more convenient if you just went through a drive-through to get some of the amazing coffee. A lot of people will go there and they'll be overwhelmed by the menu board that they're going to see with all the different options of the things that they could get. And although I'm recommending for you to get a pour over, you may not appreciate coffee and may wonder about a latte, or you may wonder about some of the loose leaf tea there. So here's what I want to challenge you to do. If you're watching this video and you are a fan of the White Rabbit, comment below. Comment below your favorite drink, the favorite thing that you get at the White Rabbit, so that the people that are being introduced to it for the first time can know what they should get. So leave your comments below, like this video, share it with as many people as you can, and again, thanks for watching, because this is my city, Greensburg.